Hello fun people, I'm Isaac Carlson, and today I want to discuss whether or not Addison is a vampire, because in the last few weeks, Disney Channel has slowly been releasing episodes showcasing Addison attempting to uncover her Moonstone mystery that began after a music video released for the song More Than a Mystery. And what we've begun to learn is that the world of monsters that was opened up in the original first two Zombies movies is only going to continue to grow with Addison at the center of it all. Since we were introduced to Addison, she didn't necessarily fit into the perfect world that she grew up in, since she had unexplainable white hair and a resolve to be with others who were different from her. In Zombies, she initially thought that being a cheerleader would give her the meaning she wanted, but after falling in love with Zed, a zombie, her initial vision for her life fell apart when she decided to fight to unify the zombie and human parts of Seabrook. In Zombies 2, though, Addison only continued to feel pulled between worlds as she searched to find a place where she felt she could be her true self and meet others like her. That's why she's so willing to embrace the idea that she is the alpha of the werewolves, but she inevitably learns that she isn't one of their kind. She takes comfort from Zed when he tells her that she is a leader who makes people feel like they belong, but regardless, she still hasn't found clarity about who she is, and that's where the new zombie stories that I was actually told about by some of my subscribers begins to come into play. In the More Than a Mystery music video, we see a bat enter Addison's mind while she's sleeping, which allows her to enter this labyrinth that leads to this mysterious cave. After following the bat, Addison tells us that she's looking to understand why she's not a typical girl. She hopes to discover what her missing piece is, but on that quest, things start to get very weird. In a tombstone-looking mirror, Addison sees a reflection of herself that moves independently of her. That other Addison gives Addison a V-shaped crystal, and then Addison goes through that mirror to continue to follow the bat. She goes deeper into this other realm, which leads her to this green cave in 3 different paths. Now, it's also important to note that on the walls of the cave, we see shadows that form into a werewolf and a zombie, which leads me to think that the 3 paths represent the 3 different monsters that exist in Seabrook. After Zombies 2, we're very familiar with the zombies and werewolves, and the reality that they were both created due to the power of the Moonstone, but through all the imagery of a dark, spooky cave and a guiding bat leading Addison on a journey of discovery, I think we're seeing that vampires are going to lead Addison to discover who she is. And that is supported, I think, through the zombie shorts. In Zombies, Addison's Moonstone Mystery, we find out that a new girl named Vanna has arrived at Seabrook High School, and man, does she seem like a vampire. I mean, not only does Vanna not appear in mirrors, but she also smells different to the werewolves, has the ability to cause seismic events, and might have been alive for over 1,000 years. So clearly she's different from everyone from Seabrook and has all the traits that would make her a vampire. But on top of all of that, Vanna has an identically shaped stone to the one Addison saw and somehow retrieved in her dream, along with a fascination of Addison. Vanna even claimed that her family would absolutely embrace the lost girl, right before her eyes glowed like a demon, which didn't seem very good. I really don't feel that good about this girl just yet, but I think she could be very important. At least to me, Vanna seems like a key player that's going to be involved in Addison's quest to find herself, since she seems so closely related to almost everything Addison saw in her dream. But here's the thing. At the end of Zombies 2, we got a bit of a hint as to what's coming in Addison's life when a meteor fell to Earth and caused Addison's hair to glow. I went through that ending in more detail in a previous discussion that I'll leave linked down below, but to me, that wasn't alluding to Addison being a vampire at all. Sure, the V-shaped crystal that Addison discovered in her dreams allowed her necklace to glow and could stand for vampire, which shows me that Addison's new crystal is likely a moonstone, but none of the crystals Addison has encountered have been able to cause the same reaction in Addison's hair like the meteor did, which shows that whatever came from space is connected to her on a much different level than anything she's experienced before. And with the eerie noises, flashing electronics, and noisy radio that were caused when the meteor fell outside of Addison's window, I'm led to believe that Addison was possibly connected to an entity far from her own planet, which seems to be supported in the music video for More Than a Mystery. Addison says that the stars spell out her name, that she's willing to go after the letters and that her past and future self belong together, which seems to mean she might not be a typical human or a monster. I mean, just look at the names of each of the young monster leaders. Zed is a zombie, Willa is a werewolf, Vanna is a vampire, and what is Addison? Well, following this naming scheme, she can't be a witch, a sorceress, or a vampire like I considered. She's something else. A girl from another world who also, for some reason, seems connected to the zombies, werewolves, and now the vampires. I mean, not only are all of the monsters connected through the moonstones, since I absolutely think it makes sense for the vampires to be connected to the moon, since they are often associated with being destroyed by the sun, but the other link between all of them is that they are unified because of Addison. Addison fought for the equality of the monsters and integrated herself into each of their communities to a point where even the most critical zombies embraced her. The werewolves became convinced that she was their alpha, and the lone vampire we are aware of recognized that she would fit seamlessly in her family. I believe the reason Addison is so different from humans and can't be classified as any one monster, even though she binds every group together, all connects back to Addison's ancestors, who I think were the original beings who discovered and connected with the Moonstones, possibly on a different planet. Maybe Addison derived from a formidable civilization that once lived on another celestial body and created the monsters. And the way that I think all of this will be able to come to light is because of the vampires. I mean, Vanna may be an immortal vampire who remembers Addison's ancestors arriving on the planet. I'm convinced that Addison will be forced to look to the stars for answers so that she can discover that she is an alien. But where is your mind at with all of this? Let me know down below what you think Addison will soon discover about herself. Also, make sure to subscribe and click the beautiful bell, and then click on another magical video in the description or on the screen. Finally, as always, thank you to my patrons, thanks for watching, and have a magical day. Do it like the zombies do.